The Galactic Xenobiology Conference was the premier academic event of the cycle. Professor Zilnara had presented papers on aggressive mimicry in void wasps, the hunting patterns of stellar leviathans, and the reproductive cycles of acid-spitting flora. She considered herself unshockable. Then the human delegate stood up. Our presentation today covers the domestication patterns of Canis lupus familiaris, Dr. Amanda Foster announced cheerfully, more commonly known as dogs. Zilnara's tentacles rippled politely. Another presentation on livestock management, perhaps? Humans were still new to the galactic community, probably eager to share agricultural techniques. The holographic display activated. The audience collectively recoiled. "This is a gray wolf," Foster continued, seemingly oblivious to the horror spreading through the amphitheater. Apex pack hunter. Bite force of 400 pounds per square inch. Capable of taking down prey 10 times its size. "Excuse me," interrupted a Vortax scholar, his crystalline form flickering anxiously. "Did you say was? Did humans exterminate these predators?" "Oh no," Foster laughed. "We made friends with them. Look, here's what they became." The display shifted. Where the wolf had stood, a golden retriever now wagged its tail. Silence. Complete, suffocating silence. "I'm sorry," Zilnara managed. "You befriended apex predators?" "Well, it started about 40,000 years ago," Foster explained, advancing her slides. "Early humans noticed wolves following our hunting parties. Instead of driving them off, we started leaving food. Generations later, they were sleeping in our dwellings." "Sleeping in your dwellings?" The molluscoid representative had sealed his environmental suit completely. "With the hunters, the teeth-having, pack-hunting predators. They're really quite cuddly," Foster said, "though that came later. First, we bred them for different traits. Hunting companions, guards, herders. Then things got interesting." The presentation continued through a parade of evolutionary impossibilities. Wolves became corgis, mastiffs, poodles, something called a chihuahua that looked like anxiety given physical form. "But why?" pleaded a Zelanti professor. "What possible benefit could compensate for the risk?" Foster clicked to a video. A human child, barely able to walk, grabbed fistfuls of fur on a creature that could have swallowed it whole. The beast's response was to lick the child's face gently. "They're soft," Foster said simply, "and they love us." The conference erupted. "You domesticated apex predators for tactile pleasure? The emotional bonding, the risk assessment, the generational commitment." "Wait," Zilnara said slowly. "You said dogs were your first. First implies." Foster's smile widened. "Oh yes, let me tell you about cats." The new hologram showed a creature of pure predatory perfection. Retractable claws. Night vision. Flexible spine capable of impossible contortions. A killing machine refined by evolution. Felis catus, Foster announced. Domesticated from African wildcats. Though honestly, domesticated might be generous. They sort of decided to live with us and we went along with it. "These creatures chose you?" "Well, we had grain stores that attracted rodents. Cats hunted the rodents. We appreciated the pest control. They appreciated the reliable food source. Now they sleep on our keyboards and knock things off tables for fun." The display showed a human desperately trying to type while a cat sprawled across their workspace, purring loudly. "It controls your workstation?" a Threxian asked, aghast. "And you permit this? Look how fluffy she is though." Foster cooed at the image. "Who's a pretty kitty?" "You are." Zilnara's research mind was reeling. "Do you have any idea what other species do with apex predators?" "Avoid them," Foster guessed. "Exterminate them." The conference shouted in unison. "That seems excessive." Foster pulled up more slides. Now, admittedly, some of our domestication attempts were more ambitious. Horses were prey animals that could cave in ribcages with a single kick. We looked at that and thought transportation. Cattle? Half-ton horned behemoths. We thought milk and friendship. Friendship. With cattle. Have you ever seen a cow enjoy head scratches? Adorable. Though I'll admit, our ancestors' decision-making was questionable. That bear looks friend-shaped was probably not survival-oriented thinking. You tried to domesticate bears? Some success in Russia. Mixed results overall. But the principle remains. Humans see danger and think potential friend. Speaking of which, the final slide showed a human swimming with what was unmistakably an apex aquatic predator. Orcus. Foster beamed. No domestication needed. They just decided they liked us. 0 recorded wild orca attacks on humans in history. They're basically sea puppies. 30-foot-long sea puppies with teeth. But still. Professor Zilnara slumped in her chair. 40 years of studying xenobiology. Hundreds of species catalogued. And here were humans, who looked at creatures that should eat them and thought friend-shaped. One question, she said weakly. Is there anything humans won't try to pet? Foster considered this. Active lava. Usually. Though there was that one guy. The conference's final report included a new section, Human Domestication Syndrome. The compulsive need to befriend anything with fur, feathers, or scales. Threat level. Paradoxically inverse to creature danger. Approach with caution and possibly treats. The unofficial addendum read, they have a saying, everything is a pet if you're brave enough. This appears to be a species-wide philosophy. May the void help us all.